Hello everyone and good morning. It's really early here today and we're just going to go over the patch notes today that, well, dropped yesterday. And just to start, there's some pretty good changes in here, just as an overview. Some really healthy things that a lot of people have been asking for lately. And to start, we got the Genji changes, as we were all hoping for. So we have Genji. So his total health has been reduced. His health regen has been reduced, making him more squishy, which is good. They increased the mana cost for Shuriken. The Dragon Blade now has a longer cooldown and has a larger mana cost, also good. And then I think the biggest one here is his level 7 change. The dodge passive used to be pretty broken because it is a complete blade, it is not a block. So reducing the charges to 1, huge nerf, and then they reduced the cooldown from 12 to 8. But still, like, only having 1 stack of this versus 3 stacks, that's a big deal, even though the cooldown reduction they changed. Cursed bullet reduction, so this is 40 to 35% of the current health. This is, I think, fine. I think this is that for them to target the amount of impact this ability does on a front line because of how strong it is in the competitive meta, with them picking a tank and just blowing it up. So this is definitely a competitive fix. And then Taiki's level 4 fully loaded, cooldown reduction from 33 to 41%. So that is pretty good. I don't know if I've actually used that talent before, so I'll have to test that one and see where that one goes. And so this is the Zul changes. Zul has the raised skeleton trait reduced to health reduction of 30 to 270. And then the W cooldown is increased from 15 to 16 seconds. And then the backlash talent. So this is one of the talents that I was really confused about, because I don't take this talent. And the backlash talent max health is down from 15 to 12%. And this was the highest performing talent in that tier, according to HotS logs. And then they did do a slight buff to Grim Scythe because of the baseline cooldown increase as well. And now to Stukov. So Stukov, his healing pathogen mana cost is increased to 40. The flailing swipe pushback distance increased by 50%. I tried this out in a quick match yesterday and I didn't realize that it had actually changed. I kind of just glazed over these. And this is noticeable. I like that a lot. And now, let's see. So the level 1 Spine Launcher passive and slow duration increased from 1 to 1.5. Now matches his attack speed. And then the Fetid Touch, the W stacking quest requirements reduced from 20 and 40 to 15 and 30. I think that's more reasonable. Having stacking talents that go all the way up to 40 or even 20 take you pretty long. I mean, the Tassadar ones, which are the only older ones I can think that were 40 for a little while, are much longer. And then Growing Infestation. Oh wow. So they added a cooldown increase to Expanding Lurking Arm. I don't know if that's actually good anymore. I haven't actually been doing those talents anymore because I prefer doing the weighted pustule level 1s. Level 4, 1 good spread. The spreading requirement reduced from 4 to 3 and then increases the amount of refund. So this talent actually became a lot better with the change here, because instead of having to hit 4 heroes, you only have to 3 heroes and you still get the full cost of your Q. So that means you just need to be in the lane with you, a damage dealer, and your tank. And that's it. And then Vigorous Uptake, they just nerfed it a little bit because that's pretty insane. This is the stacking healing pathogen talent with your bio kill switch. That is 50 hits. So that I think is okay. Populi, so they adjusted this one. So detonating the bio kill switch no longer gets the full duration, because the full duration is 4.5 seconds. But now it will only increase the duration by 3 seconds. So it's kind of a nerf. So it's them a way of tweaking that little internal extended duration. Instead of doubling the duration, you get a little bit less than double. And now the level 20, so they changed these. The cooldown between casts reduced from 3 to 1 second, so there's no more, or there's very little internal cooldown here. And then cooldown from each charge reduced from 40 to 30. So this allows you to use it more, and then the push comes to shove, the duration is reduced from 1 to 1.25 seconds. Overall, I still wouldn't recommend this talent. This might be useful if you're going to be trying to do some sort of picking at 20, but I don't know. Uther, so we have Holy Light. His Q, his healing is reduced by 20 points. Self-healing is reduced by 10 points. So this just reduces his overall healing output. And then W, his mana cost is increased from 60 to 70. So these are just little minor changes just to tweak Uther from like the kinda top spot. He might be changing relatively quickly. Next up we have Chen. So Chen, I saw this earlier on Reddit and on forums and stuff. So they decided to reduce the amount of brew you get per second, but when you hit your D, the trait, your Chen will now automatically get 25 brew no matter what. So this is to help Chen and give you a little bit of a buffer if you get immediately stunned out of your brew. Which, I mean, if you've played Chen recently or not, there are tons of counters for him now. I think that's a good change. And the other one is Elusive Brawler. They increased the cooldown and reduced cooldown reduction for basic attacks reduced from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. So that's just making it so you can't really get Elusive Brawler as much. Next up is minor tweak to Muradin, and so Muradin got more HP. He's pretty close to Stitches, I do believe now, which is kind of crazy. And they also increased his health regen, which is also kind of crazy. So I think Muradin is actually going to be pretty good coming up. We will see soon enough, but he may be filling some voids until Garage comes out. And then next up is Rexar, just decreasing that cooldown on the flare more and more. So this ability started, I think, 30 seconds, and then again to 25, and now it's to 20. So I don't know what they're trying to do with it. I think they're just trying to give Rexar more utility to try and find ways to make him a little bit better. And last but not least is Stitches. So Stitches is finally seeing some nerfs. So his Vile Gas trait is going down. His Heavy Slam at level 1 going down. And I think these are noticeable just because of how good Stitches is right now. In the meta, he does a lot of damage. And he also puts a lot of utility out there if you land in those hooks. So we will see. And then finally, there's some bugs. So some of these are pretty important. This Diablo one, I've noticed this. So that when Sergeant Hammer was in siege mode, you could pass right through her, but no longer push her. So that's weird. And then Malfurion had a couple of changes, or a couple bugs. But the biggest one here is the Nazebo one. So this Nazebo one was detrimental to the character. You would only get, I think, 4 or 5 stacks per minion wave instead of the 7 to 10. So yeah, or 6, sorry. I feel like some of these bugs should be put into the hero listings rather than inside of this. Thank you all for joining me today. This was, yet again, the balance patch. Shouldn't take us very long to do that. Let me know what you guys think about this patch. I think what we saw here today is actually pretty good. I really enjoy seeing them make changes to the game and where it's going to all end up. And yeah, see you all next time.